welcome to the Fashion Miracle Connect. Today, we are in conversation with Tulika Prakash, Supreme Court lawyer on record, and she has a multi-talented persona. She got associated with Fashion Miracle as a contestant in the Curvilicious category of Mrs. Capital of India. And from then, she has been mentoring a lot of contestants for Fashion Miracle. So here you go, Tulika. I really want to welcome you and thank you so much for taking out time and being here.
Hello, my dear Divya. I'm so happy for the invitation and you're looking gorgeous. And see, this is telepathy. You're wearing blue and I'm wearing blue.
Awesome. See, exactly, because, I think great minds think alike.
Yes, of course. No doubt about it.
So welcome aboard. So Tulika, I would really want to know who Tulika is and, what are your dreams?
Okay. So you want to know Tulika the lawyer or you want to know Tulika the person?
I want to know Tulika as a whole.
Okay. So Tulika as a person is a mother, she's a lover, she's an adventurer, and she's a gypsy soul. That's how I put it.
Awesome. As I said, she's a multi-talented person. So Tulika, what are your dreams?
See, Divya, if I tell you my dreams, they have constantly changed over the years. What I dreamt of as a 10-year-old, there's something that got added in the list while I was 15 or 20. By the time I was 30, there was again another modification. So I'm a person who dreams a lot, actually. I constantly keep on setting goals for myself, short-term, long-term goals. And then I have my own way of achieving them. And I am someone who's very adaptable. I always know that life is something that is never in your hands. You cannot control life events. So it's a good thing to dream, but you also have to be a little realistic. Which dream to follow when, which dream to keep on the back burner. So that's about it.
That's perfect. I think, a person should have these kind of, goals always. And they should be open to changes and that's what you are doing, I guess. So, so Tulika, by profession, of course, you're a lawyer. So how come you stepped into the field of fashion? Because this is a completely different, zone. So how come?
First ask me, how did I even become a lawyer? I told you I'm someone who wanted to do something at the age of 10 and I landed up doing something at the age of 22. So the thing is, I always wanted to become a civil servant.
Oh, okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And when I was exactly on the verge of qualifying my mains, I sat for the UPSC examinations in 2002. So my father, he was a renal patient and of course he needed a lot of care. And I consciously decided that no, I need to be by my father's side. So first of all, I became a lawyer. Now the thing is that there are certain dreams from which you don't really expect to earn a living. You don't want it to be your main career maybe, but still you really want to go there and explore that field. And as I told you, I'm a person who's open to exploring and I'm open to adventures. So modeling is something that really lured me. It's a nice thing if you can look beautiful or bold or kind of different. If you can experiment with your body, it's a great thing. So out of nowhere, I got this wonderful opportunity where I could dabble into things which were my passion. Not something I had to compulsorily do, but where I could start dabbling into stuff that I genuinely wanted to follow in my life. So that's how modeling happened to me.
Great. So, that's what my next question is all about. So, you chose Fashion Miracle. How come you firstly, encountered this pageant and how did you enter it? I mean, why did you choose Fashion Miracle over the rest of other pageants?
Okay. So Divya, as I always say with a lot of pride, Tulika is someone who's got great taste. So if I was scrolling through the internet, I was on the Facebook page and I was just going through different adverts and all. And out of nowhere, I saw this ad of Fashion Miracle. And my winter vacations were around the corner. And I wanted to explore a field where I got to learn something new. So as I saw this is a platform related to beauty, I immediately said, why not, just go on the website and check out what are they offering. So when I saw it's a beauty pageant, plus they're open to the idea of having plus size women. Height is not a restraint that you have to be of a certain height. They're not really bothered about your color, the skin color. And they're not really putting any hard and fast rules for you. So I said, okay, if they're open to having women from different walks of life, why shouldn't I try my luck here? So I just filled up the form randomly without any expectation at all. And there was this black and white picture of mine that I had on my mobile. So I just dropped it there and I completely forgot it. It was like, let us see whether somebody calls me or not. And then I still remember when I got that email, you're one of the persons who qualified. I was so overjoyed. The very fact that I was going to do something new, that really brought a lot of joy in me. So that's how I came to Fashion Meraaki, and I'm so thankful to God. And I also thank my gut. I'm a person who truly believes in the power of intuition. If you feel something is right for you, something is right for you. So that's about it. You're the best people. I still say that Fashion Meraaki is the best.
Thank you so much for that compliment, Tulika. Tulika, I also wanted to check with you because, you chose Fashion Meraaki and, you were with us. You have actually been a mentor as well as a contestant. So firstly,
Right.
please tell us about your journey with Fashion Meraaki and, how was it, tasting two different things from the same cup. So,
Actually, I would like to talk about it, Divya. It's such a nice question you've asked me. When I came there, when I got the final call that you are invited and you have to participate, I still remember when the first round of elimination was to go on and we were being questioned by judges and all. It is not that I have not been used to public speaking or I have not been used to crowd around me, but it's a very different world when you are facing people who are from the creative line. The type of questions that they will ask you is very different from the questions you face in court.
yeah,
And then you do become conscious. If I say no, 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 I was not conscious of how I was looking or how I was going to project myself, that would be wrong, completely wrong. I was also feeling a little jittery because there were so many other fantastic females around me, much more focused than me. See, as I told you, I am a person who's open to learning. I wanted to learn something. I'm not very sure that I was very fixated with the idea of winning something, but it was an area that I had not explored before. So as I entered the pageant, I was like jittery at first, but then slowly and gradually I prepared myself for it that it's okay. Everybody else is facing questions. You also have to face it. And you're not a pro. So let go of that pressure. That's how it started. And as I was finally called, that you're one of the 4850 finalists. And when I finally went to the hotel, first day, it was a lot of frenzy. There's so much of activity going on. But then by the second day, I was more settled. And by that time, I had made friends with a few of the contestants. And I just got into that groove. All the grooming classes which were going on, I was actually taking down all the notes, trying to understand how many things I can learn. And I still remember your words, Divya. You said that, when we conduct this program, the idea is that when you females have come here, make the most of this opportunity, right? You said that in so many words, that make the most of this opportunity.
yeah,
It's not about just winning a crown, but going back home with some learning.
definitely.
So that was the idea. So I tried to learn as much as I can, whether it was about my diet, whether it was about grooming myself, whether it was about branding myself. I remember all the mentors who gave us the classes, they were absolutely brilliant in their respective fields. Some of the exceptional one I would like to name, Madhvi Jain was fantastic. I loved the pranic healing session.
Wow.
Ankit did a fabulous job when he kind of mentored us. Anuj Lalwani, he's also a very sweet person. See, the thing about these people were that when they came to teach us or when they were grooming us, it's like they made us feel really comfortable. And they were able to connect with each and every contestant, which is a great achievement. Anuj was one of the sweetest persons I had met there, right? Madhvi is something when she started her class of pranic healing, I know I was in tears. So I actually wondered that if one session is so good, what's going to happen in 10 other sessions, right? Yeah, so I absolutely loved it.
So, all these sessions actually are designed in such a way that, Tulika, you actually become, aware of what all things are there in life. Sometimes you're just focusing on one thing, but the rest you're not aware of. So these
Mhm.
sessions are designed in such a way, and of course, we definitely have one of the best faculties, and I'm really proud of that, because we really want you to, of course, as you just said, that the main thing is, of course, we want you to be a better person once you're out of the pageant. So it's not about winning. It is definitely about you being a better person. You're being more aware of what the society holds for you. So that's what I really want all the contestants to have in them. So
Now
having,
coming to the second part.
yes,
Now coming to the second part. Sorry to
definitely, because I
interrupt.
really wanted to
Ask me
know,
what it was like.
yes, because I really wanted to know, how was it to be on the other side of the table then? So now,
Yes.
you were a contestant and you became a mentor after that. So what happened?
So yes. So as a contestant, initially I was very nervous, but then gradually I learned a lot in the next 3 days when I was there. And of course, the icing on the cake was that I was in the top 10 finalists. I had not expected that I'd get there. I was very happy being, part of that. I was happy with what I got. And what I got later on was something exceptional, something unimaginable, and which is being a mentor in your second season. So now that came out of nowhere. I never knew that Divya is going to give me such a beautiful opportunity. So I remember that even after the pageant was over, another thing that I really remember is you are someone who gives us ample opportunities to go and explore the field of modeling and acting and whatnot. And you took personal interest even in me, someone who was not a title winner, someone who was not a crown winner. But I remember I would always find these opportunities on my WhatsApp coming from you that Tulika, why don't you go and try for a print shoot, or why don't you go and try for a catalog shoot? So I'm really thankful to you for that, Divya. And when you gave me this opportunity that Tulika, in the second season, I want you to come and mentor the finalists, I was overwhelmed. I was very happy. And then I knew that when Divya has given me this opportunity, then I also have to go there as a person who makes Divya proud. So that's it.
So let me tell you, you did wonders, because Tulika, why did I give that opportunity to you? So we always, it's just not about walking the ramp. It's not about print shoots. It's not about just modeling. It's about other areas also. We really want you to, focus on what talent you have, and what I saw in you. You are a very, very good orator, firstly. And I could see, after the pageant, during the pageant, of course, I really, to be honest, I did not see those traits in you. But then after the pageant, when, of course, I knew you better, I saw your Facebook posts on women empowerment. And then, secondly, of course, you being from a legal background. So why not, the other females also take, advantage of your talent, and you can come and teach them also, what are their legal rights, and you became our legal partner as well. So Talika, the viewers would also want to know as to, how you tackle these situations, because I know that, you've been really working very hard in terms of women empowerment. So how do you tackle this?
So Divya, insofar as women empowerment is concerned or helping people out online or through telephone calls, I started this experimentation somewhere around 2014-15 when I was in Heroes Corporate Tower and I was running my office from there. At that time, I was listed on several portals on the internet. So my number was available, my email ID was available, and as luck would have it, when people are in serious problems and they don't know where to go, they randomly call people. So it so happened with me that people used to call me without really disclosing their identity. And the question would be, can you please help me as a lawyer? I'm facing such and such crisis. So it could be a senior citizen who was suffering at the hands of his son, or it could be someone whose daughter or son is facing issues like child abuse, or there could be a third case where a woman is battered or maybe deserted by her husband and she has nowhere to go. So that journey continued, and when of course I came to your pageant, there were at least 50 such people who were hearing me out. And whatever interactions we had there in those 40 minutes, those people had the confidence that yes, they could come to me and discuss their problems with me, which I think is a great thing. Because the idea of that particular mentorship program was this only, to reach out to females. Let's see, no matter how many laws we make, Divya, unless and until your mindset is correct, nothing can come to your aid. So change of mindset is the most important thing. And if you can recall, there were barely any elements of law while I was talking to females.
Yes.
The main focus was on this, that where can you exactly change your thinking? The moment you change the patterns of your thinking, a lot of problems get resolved on their own.
True.
So when Corona started, when people were calling me, it is, I think, 5 to 10% of law. It's more about trying to understand the psychology of the person, trying to understand the psychology of the person who's the abuser or the aggressor, as I always say. So the thing with me is that I can always understand as a lawyer where the other person is coming from. The person who's causing trouble, why is he causing trouble? So that helps me save the victim, the abused. So that is what I do. I always try to listen to people. Tell me your problem and tell me where is the problem coming from. And the person who's harassing you, I also want to understand something about that person. So I ask a lot of questions also. So I think that is how it works for me, and that is how it works for people calling me.
Thank you so much, Tulika. I mean, you're doing wonders. And just to let you know that, a lot of people have come to me and also, praised that, we had a, great session with Tulika, because of course they, learned a lot. They learned their, as you said, they learned their rights, their how to, where they actually stand. So they learned that. And, it's just not the people you had mentored, you'd come for the session. There are other people also from Fashion Miracle, which I know have come to you. So thank you so much for always being there, and always, they have this point wherein, they have nowhere to go and they come to you. So thank you so much for, being there. So just carry on to what you're doing. I know it's very stressful at times, but taking out that time for these people, I am really grateful. So thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you, Divya. But there's one thing I want to add. Despite all the credit that you're trying to give me here right now, I want to say this one thing to people. If ever anybody is suffering anywhere, the one thing you have to do as a sufferer is to muster the courage and ask for help. Even if I'm not around, Divya, or somebody else is not around, I'm sure we have got a handful of good people in the world who would be more than willing to help in their small ways. So the most important thing is to recognize that, yes, I'm in a situation where I'm not able to find a way out, and I'm willing to seek help. So unless a person is willing to seek help, how can anybody help that person? Right?
Very true. Very true.
So that is the thing. You will only get empowered if you want to. If you don't want to get empowered, who can empower you?
Definitely. I think that's actually the basic. That if you really want to get empowered, only then you'll be able to get that empowerment.
So the willingness has to be there, right?
So tell us something about your views on the Fashion Miracle team and the directors. I mean, anything you would like to say on that.
Yes, of course, I have a lot to say. So as I told you that when I came there for the first time and I met you and Karan, of course, I had to find out who the directors were, to be very frank. Because when I filled up the form, I had no clue who are the people behind this organization. So I still remember you were there in that hall where the makeup was going on. There was so much of frenzy. And you and Karan were managing everything live, left, right, center. You people were moving, seeing everything is okay, and putting in all your effort to ensure that it's a smooth running, because every person who's come there is a novice. They know nothing. They don't even know where they have to sit, who's going to do the makeup, who's going to do the hair, where is the changing room, and there's so much of activity going on. So you always have a first impression about people. So I was watching you very closely. You might not have noticed, but I was observing you. So here is a person who's so involved in that whole this thing, each and every nitty-gritty of that particular event. And then when the next 3 days came for the grand finale, of course, and when we had our workshops and everything, and we virtually became a family. We were having our lunches and dinners together. We used to get our calls, that Divya is calling everybody, summoning us in the conference hall, and now the next grooming session is going to start. Then you get to understand so much about a person. We celebrated Christmas together, right?
No, right.
In that event.
We started
So you were
on we started on Christmas, yes.
yes, so at that stage you were not a director. You just mingled with us and made us feel so comfortable. So obviously the directors here in Fashion Meraki, they know their job as professionals, but once you are there in the pageant, they make you feel really comfortable. They almost become like your family members, you know, for the next 3 days. But at the same time, they don't forget their roles as mentors and guardians, right? They still ensure, okay, fine, we are celebrating Christmas, but you have come here to groom yourself. You better get your act right. You better go and learn what we are trying to teach you. So you were very strict with us. Don't waste your time. Take down the notes. Listen to what the mentors have to say. And I really thank you for that. Seriously.
Because obviously, you know, we really wanted you to learn, and you know, to gain all that knowledge, we really wanted you to be there. So definitely, you know, there are
So,
always
so,
two
so
parts
as
of a person, because you know, when you, of course, as you said about that Christmas party, because we started on Christmas, so we had a little party that night. And
yeah, yeah.
of course, you know, that was the icebreaker between, of course, the directors, the team, and
Yes,
the contestants. But then, of
yes.
course, work is work, and you really have to be very, very, you know, focused on what you're doing. So, pleasure and work should go together, but then there has to be a line in between.
And
So,
I must talk about Karan also right now. As a team and as directors of Fashion Meraki, both of you are doing a wonderful job. Why? Because see, you are someone who's very, very driven. Divya, it shows in your personality. You're very passionate about whatever you do. And Karan has that gentle nature. He comes and balances everything. You know, he is the one, if you are stressed out, he will gently come in there in the scene and he'll make you laugh and he'll make you comfortable.
yes.
And then he's like, huh, everything will be taken care of. So that makes you a great team. And he's the guy I would, you know, really want to point this out. I find Karan as in, you know, when you talk about masculinity, you always see people trying to really show that, you know, we are males and, you know, we are going to dominate, we're going to do this and that, whatever. He's a very chilled out person.
Yes.
He's very secure in who he is as a person, and that makes him a brilliant person. You know, you're interacting with so many females, but there is nothing that you have to prove to anybody. You know what your job is and you're silently doing it.
Exactly.
So that's a very good quality to have as a male.
Exactly, because you know, he is always the back force of the event. So I would
Yeah.
definitely, you know, be hyper at times, but then he is always calmer, and he would just, you know, I mean, make me
So,
calmer as well. And
so as a team, you are doing great, right? As a team, you're doing great because you are doing something that he's not doing, and he's doing something that you're not doing.
thank you. So, Tulika, any maybe, you know, if you could sum up a Fashion Meraki in a line or a word.
It's a path breaking pageant. Path breaking is the word I want to
My
use.
God.
Yes.
Well,
And I'll tell you why.
I'm bound now, so I have really no words. Please tell us.
No, I'm telling you. Pathway breaking pageant. For the simple reason, here is a pageant that is not, you know, trying to commercialize the industry. That please waste your money here. We will do some makeup, we'll do some photo shoots, and then you go back home. Here is people who are infusing a lot of passion into what they do. They are very much interested in ensuring that the people who leave this pageant do something with their lives, they do something with the classes that they have done there, and they're not wasting their money. See, there are so many other pageants. I always say this. Why did I choose you? Because there was a certain conviction that here is a platform where I'll get to learn something. That was initially just a gut feeling, but when I went there, I knew I am a person who had lost that ability to wear stilettos. Let's talk about the smaller things. Divya, I was not able to wear stilettos because my profession doesn't allow me to wear stilettos and walk in courtrooms and, you know, in these huge corridors. But then the 3 days that we practiced there with Shai Lobo when we were learning choreography and everything, at that stage, I know the amount of pain I suffered those 3 days, you know, wearing those 4.5, 5 inches heels.
Yes.
But when I came back from there, my life just it took a 360-degree turn. It's like, you know, all of a sudden, the same thing that was giving me a lot of pain, I was able to do that. I was walking in stilettos. I was very comfortable. I started wearing Western outfits. I started exploring with the dresses I wanted to wear because I've always been a sari person. And then I understood how much of makeup I have to do and how much of makeup I do not have to do.
Right.
So haven't I improved from what I was 2 years back, Divya?
Well, of course, I see the improvement. I know, and it's just not you, Tulika. I see the improvement in every and each and every person, because somewhere the training definitely, teaches you a lot. And of course, there's a new learning and people try to implement it. So, I mean, and I can really, really feel, because of course you were confident in your own field before, but now you are confident in your sense of fashion. Of course, as you said that you started experimenting with westerns, you started experimenting, you're wearing heels and all. So of course, this was the transformation you had, and this is the transformation we actually want from all the contestants who come. So
And as I always say, Divya, the content and the packaging both are important.
yes,
No matter how good I am in my respective field, if I don't know how to groom myself, ultimately God has given us beautiful bodies, right? So if we are able to enhance our features a little more and do something nice to ourselves, it does boost your self-esteem.
definitely,
Why
definitely,
not do it? No matter what your profession is, no matter which field you belong to.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And
So that is why I say it's path breaking.
that's wonderful. And I'm really, really, as I said before, spellbound by that word, because thank you so much. Really humbled to hear all your thoughts about us and the pageant. So thank you so much once again.
No, Divya, I'm telling you frankly, I'm a person who doesn't really compliment people if I don't feel it in my heart, but I know it. The amount of energy you people infuse into what you're doing, you will actually do wonders. You will do wonders.
Thank you so much. I just hope that we keep on getting the blessings of everyone like you, and we just keep on treading high. So thank you.
Always with you. I'm your legal partner, always with you.
Of course, you are indeed. So, I think the last question from me would be, as you, of course, you're doing wonders for women. Any takeaway for women? Any, advice for them?
The one thing that I say, and the only thing in fact that I say is, please have a voice. The thing that has been programmed in women since centuries, प्लीज इसको ऐसा मत बोलो, प्लीज उसको वैसा मत बोलो, कितना भी पढ़ लिख लो, but when it comes to family, please don't have opinion on the important things, right? Because you will be seen in bad light. Now, Divya, what I say is, one, I will never say something to another person if I do not have the capability of walking that path. I have been a person who has been very vocal since my childhood about the things I thought were right and things which I thought were not right. See, ultimately, you have to hear everybody and then figure out whether your opinion really can be sustained or whether it has to go. But the point is, at least have some perspective on something, right? You should not keep quiet because it is my father or my mother or my sibling or my chachaji or mamaji or maybe a teacher or somebody in my office, and therefore I'm not supposed to have a voice. Even if you're working in the corporate world and you have a boss who expects you to talk in a certain manner, right? Because he's your boss. If you feel something is not okay, please tell him that, sir, you might be okay, but this is what I have to say. What is the harm? Why should you not be vocal about what you feel about something? Just because you're a female or probably you're in subordination and he'll take away your job, that's your fear. Probably he'll respect you more when you have something to bring on the table in terms of a valued opinion.
Definitely.
Women lose respect because they do not take a stand. This is what I feel strongly. You are not losing respect because the males are very bad and the whole society is very bad. It is because you don't know how to respect yourself and you don't know how to speak up for yourself.
Exactly. I think it's the
So
same
please
thing.
have a voice.
I think it's the same thing, Tulika. That's what we also say, that, if you have the desire, be it any age, you really need to live, because you have one life. So why not
Yes.
live your desire, and why not live that, life properly the way you want to? You've been living for others throughout your life. So why not, come ahead and live for yourself once? So I think,
Yes. And Divya, think about about it. Let us talk further on this. Number one, have a voice. Please have a voice, right? And be open to suggestions from everybody else. There's nothing wrong in listening to other people. So number one is having a voice. Number two, as women, we are very good supporters. So the thing to be understood is that if we can support others, we can also support ourselves. What makes you feel that you need someone to come and support you now? This is what you call codependency. I have become the sacrificial lamb in the family. Oh my God, see, I made so many sacrifices. I remember, Divya, when we were growing up, there were lines. I too found them extremely creepy. औरत तेरी यही कहानी आंचल में दूध आंखों में पानी, and I don't know all that jazz, and women really try to glorify it. I think it's absolutely, I don't have words. I mean, I find it very nonsensical. I find it absurd, and it's an absolute insult to womanhood. Who is making you weak but you yourself? Please don't blame others. Please don't blame others. You are a victim because you've chosen to be a victim.
Yes.
The day you want to be a warrior, you will be a warrior. The day you want to be a leader, you will be a leader. So you decide what you want to be. Nobody else on earth decides anything for you. Please don't make other people the villains of your life.
That was a very, very powerful thing what you just said, Tulika, and I would definitely second that. I mean, to all the viewers who are listening, that you really need to have a voice for yourself, because you are the only one who can create or break yourself.
Now it's my turn, Divya. Now I'm going to ask you questions and you are going to answer it.
Oh my God, a lawyer asking me questions, it's giving me
yes. And it's not going to be multiple choice, huh? You're not getting any options, A, B, C, D.
Oh my God.
You have to directly hit the nail on the head, right? You have to give me very specific answers. So my first question to you is this, that why does Tulika respect Divya so much?
How can I answer this question, Tulika? I mean,
think about it.
I would really want you to answer that. I don't have any answer for that. I'm so sorry. But this is one question which I don't think, I don't have that kind of modesty, you may say. So Tulika, go ahead. You answer that question for me.
Okay, I'll tell that, Divya. When I think of women of substance, Divya Jain is surely on the list, because she is a female who knows how to do her job. She is a great entrepreneur. She has got great skills of how to run a business. But then there is a side of her that really represents the true essence of a woman, and which is the nurturing quality. How many people know this, that Divya has been a caregiver to both her parents who were suffering from renal problems. And being a caregiver is the most difficult job. I can vouch for that. I've been there. You need to be up 24/7 to the needs of a person who's suffering. To do that for your parents without thinking what you are going to do in your youth. And Divya, you understand what I'm trying to say. Every woman has got some personal dreams. You want to go out on a date. You want to, you want to make boyfriends, and you want to get married, and you have all kinds of dreams. You want to have a baby. But to be able to sacrifice it all for your parents, that is what makes you a great woman, Divya. And I rarely come across such women. And when I do find them, I have no shame in saying that you are a beautiful soul. That is what makes you very special, Divya. You are a woman who's also okay with the idea of cooking at home. You are a person who's very humble about her achievements. These are the things that makes you a great person, Divya. It's not about someone, making a lot of money. Everybody makes money. But who you are as a person speaks a lot, about you. And that is something very important to me as a human being. Who are the people I want to connect with?
I am elated to hear that, and thank you so much for your kind words, Tulika. I think this is one thing which, of course, a lot of people don't know about me, and thank you for getting that
I wanted people to know that. I wanted people to know that there are so many other layers to Divya, and people may know that why a person like me, I am a very critical person, Divya, okay? I don't easily
I think we
people.
share a similar background, Tulika, and I mean, only people who have undergone the same would only, try to connect on the same lines. So I
Yeah,
believe
as a female, that's what I'm saying. That no matter how big a career woman you become, it is how you deal people back at home. How you deal with them. How do you deal with their problems? Whether you're available to them or not. Whether you're open to taking care of their needs or not. Whether you're willing to sacrifice or not. And that is something every person on a human level should do. It's not just about a woman. But then I wanted people to know this side of you.
I
So
think this
that was
would
my
be,
first question.
but thank you so much. Thank you so much for this question which you answered, and I really have no words to say. But
Huh. And how did I forget this? During Corona, you have listened to a lot of people. You have contacted a lot of people from your end just to ensure that they are safe in their house. They are not alone. And I am one such person. You know that I live alone. You made it a point to call me every single day. Tulika, are you okay? I hope you're not depressed. I hope you've had your lunch. I hope you've had your dinner. So Divya, you have been a kind soul, and I really want people to know this side of you.
I seriously have no words, and just humbled, and thank you so much. But yes, I do definitely care about all the people who I associate with. And I think, of course, it's just the inner quality I have. So that's about it. It's nothing that, it's not nothing superficial. It's just from inside.
So I witnessed it, so I told people about it.
But thank you. Thank you so much. So,
So
yes,
now my second question. My second question is still there.
okay.
Yes. So everybody knows that you run this beauty pageant and you have this fashion Miraki brand. But tell me something about your initial years of your career. Uh, I can't recall much. I mean, you have told me fleetingly, but I'm really interested to know how did you come till this position where you are today? What your journey has been like?
Sure. So, Tulika, I started very late. I mean, my career started very late. Because of course, as you just mentioned, I had some, responsibilities to fulfill, and I really did not have the time to live for myself. So of course, I had a lot of aspirations, since of course, everybody at a certain age has, but then I could not fulfill it. But so once, I had a helping hand, I then started, exploring what I really wanted to do. And as I come from a business family, you know, of course, my inclination was always to go ahead and do something on my own. But I don't think I was ready at that point of time, when I started my career, to start something on my own. So I started working in an MNC. I worked in an MNC for around 6 years, wherein I had to travel a lot. I had to travel a lot overseas. So again, in this phase, I met Karan, wherein we were working together, and then we came up. And as I said, that the business, that inclination to do something for myself, something that I could call it mine. Wanted to do that, and that's how Fashion Miraki came into existence. We started with this, and very proud to say that since then, we started with Miss Capital of India, and after that it was, we came up with Mrs. Capital of India, and then a Mr. Capital of India, and now of course we are coming up with our fourth pageant called Mrs. India Asia, that we will be launching into 2021. So this is my journey, career wise, that has been. So better late than never, I would say, and have miles to go ahead. So let's see.
Exactly, exactly. So now this is another important thing that we learn here. The Divya, age is never the criteria to determine how successful you are,
Yes,
right?
of
So,
course.
in a place like India, everything is determined by the age bracket that you fall in. People expect you to get married at 25, to have a booming career by the time you're 30. And they tell you by the time you're 60, everything has ended. But now everything is changing. There's
It's
a lot that has changed over the last decade, right? The thinking is changing a lot. And you are again proof of that particular phenomena, that right, whenever you want to, start a career or build a career, You just start from there. You don't have to think about your past so much.
Yes.
Right?
So whenever
You
you
had your
get that opportunity to work and to be independent, I think that's the turning point in your life. And you really need to just, because the entire again, the same thing that I would like to say, the entire life that you are living for others, but there is a point where you really have to live for yourself. So
Absolutely.
whenever you see that opportunity, that this is the time that I can live for myself, grab it and just live it. I think it was a wonderful session, and I'm
Please,
sure
yeah, I had so much fun talking to you. You cannot believe it. I absolutely love this interview.
I think same here, and really, I'm sure the viewers must be feeling the same. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much all the viewers as well for taking out time. I'm sure you're gonna learn a lot from today's episode. Keep following us and keep being with us on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook for Fashion Miracle. So thank you so much. See you soon. Thank
All
you,
the very best,
Pratibha.
Divya. Wish you all the very best. And your brand will do very well. I've said that earlier and I'm reiterating again. Wish you all the very best for your new pageant.
Thank you
Mrs. India
so
Asia, right?
Yes, Mrs. India Asia. That's correct.
Yes. So we are going to start 2021 on a very good note.
Very good note. All right, then. You have a nice day ahead, and thank you so much for being there. And thank you so much, all the viewers, for being there. As
Thank
I
you,
said,
Divya.
just be there for us. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.